Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer, just sitting here reminiscing about our family's trip to Hawaii a couple of weeks ago. This year marks the 20th anniversary of my wife and my marriage, so we decided to take the boys to Maui and have a little fun. While we were there, we went to Maui Brewing Company and talked to founder Garrett Marrero and took a look around the brewery and around the brew pub. Now, long-term fans of the show might remember that we first met Garrett way back in 2006 at Oscar Blues Brewery in Lyons, Colorado. Now, at that time, Garrett was checking out the little bitty canning line that Oscar Blues had. And Garrett took that knowledge that he learned there and took it back to Maui and started canning there. And now they're just doing gangbusters as far as business is concerned. They're selling all the beer that they can make, and they're making a bunch of beer. They're planning on making more. So to check out the brewery, let's go back to the island of Maui to meet up with Garrett Marrero.
I'm Garrett Marrero from Maui Brewing Company. We're in Lahaina, Hawaii. We have two facilities here. We have our brew pub in Kahana, which is just about 8 miles north from here. But this is where the real magic happens, if you will, from our production beers. So all of our flagships and all of the draft production for Hawaii comes from here. Well, we have about 12,500 square feet, 11,000 here at the production facility, and then we have 1,500 square feet just down the way here at a storage unit. We're expecting 2 new fermenters, and that'll bring us up to about 1,400 barrels in fermentation space. Last year we brewed 18,000 barrels out of this footprint on a 25-barrel, 2-vessel system. So we have a tasting room and full packaging. Everything happens here. All of our beer, of course, comes from Hawaii. We don't believe in producing elsewhere and calling it local. This is all 100% Maui made. A lot of challenges. One, the enormous energy costs. We pay roughly 36 to 39 cents a kilowatt hour for energy, so we've invested in solar to help offset that. CO2 is expensive. Gas is expensive. We don't have natural gas on Maui, so we have to import propane, which is unfortunate. So shipping, I was working on our financing for the new production facility, and the banker we're working with, he's like, did you really spend X number of dollars, and there's 6 figures in there, in shipping last year? I said, absolutely. He says that's what it costs to do business in Hawaii and to make a real local product and to export. So, that's why our beer is $10.99 to $12.99 instead of $6.99. So, we just believe in the quality being representative of the price. Positives, you can probably see, it's, sunny, it's warm, it's got a nice breeze. We are maybe 3 blocks from the ocean. We can surf in the afternoon, we can paddleboard, we can do it in the morning before we get to work. I'm sure you saw the highway on the way here. It's literally 30 feet from the water. So, and our freeway, if you will, is 1 lane in each direction, and you can only do 45 or 55. It's just a different pace of life. If you're in Maui, you've got access to all this great outdoor entertainment. The weather fluctuates maybe 10 degrees a year. I can wear board shorts and a tank top 100% of the time in Maui, and I think the biggest complaint is that when it drops to a frigid 70 degrees or so, we have to break out the long sleeves. We brew with so many different local ingredients. I think there's a lot of craft breweries are doing things with local ingredients these days, of course. I think from the beginning, one of the founding principles of our company was to support local agriculture. So we try to integrate as much as we can into our beers, whether that be we've used papaya, we've used mango, we've used guava, we've used even onions. The Maui onion, we did an onion beer last year for the Maui Onion Festival, and it's fantastic beer. It's just people wouldn't normally think that you're going to brew a beer with onions. But we've done that, and we use local vanilla. We were talking about our root beer. Many don't know that we brew a root beer, and that's because we don't export it currently. We don't believe in preservatives, so this root beer is not a stable root beer for us. So we do it in small batches, we keep it refrigerated, and we just are looking forward to finding a way to naturally preserve that, maybe even flash pasteurization, but we just won't use potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate. It's just not in our profile of a company. The pubs gave us our start, and that's why it's still in operation, and it's doing better than ever. Our first year in production, first year at the brew pub, we brewed about 350 barrels of beer. By comparison, in between the two facilities last year, we brewed about 18,000. The brew pub itself grew to 700 or 600 barrels actually last year, so quite an enormous amount of beer being brewed out of a 7-barrel system with only 2 7-barrel fermenters and then 1 14. You come in and have a burger at our pub. Our buns are made locally. There's a baker right across the street here. He gets all of our spent grain, not all of it, a lot of it for our dough and for our burger buns and patty, all that type of stuff. We make a veggie burger with spent grain and beans and some other things. All of the meat is Maui Cattle Company. All of the goat cheese comes from the local goat cheese dairy up country. All of our greens are raised up country. So we really believe in buying local. We don't just tell people, hey, buy local because it's the right thing to do. We actually do that in-house with almost everything possible. The future is rapidly approaching. We're building a new production facility, so we should break ground in late fall, early winter for a new 40,000 square foot, roughly, production brewery and new brew pub in central Maui. So at that facility, we'll initially have a capacity of about 40,000 barrels, going up to 60,000, and by adding more tanks and a little bit of basic infrastructure increases there, take it up to 100,000 barrels a year. We'll also get into distillation as well. We're going to be looking at doing some bourbon as well as doing a spirit with breadfruit as a feedstock, and you know, it's a great and starchy, sugary component that we can use to make a lot of different types of products. So, and then expanding, of course, on our handcrafted soda line. So a lot of times people find it hard to believe that as big as we've gotten, that we still do everything here. I think, unfortunately, the consumer has become distrusting of most products in the world, and I think that's because a lot of the big companies do what they do and say it's this, but it's really this with the label that looks like it's this. And you know, as big as we've gotten, I've had people actually ask me, oh, you must be brewing in the mainland now. There's no way, because they see I'm good friends with Greg Cook at Stone and Steve Wagner and, you know, Dale obviously at Oscar Blues, and they must be brewing my beer. That's not the case. So you're welcome to come out, see it, try it at the source. We have 22 faucets at the brew pub that we rotate. We're incessant rotators. We constantly are changing our beers because with that pilot system at the pub, we're able to continue to innovate and develop some fun things. You get to try our barrel aging beers that we have, whether it be Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, rye, bourbon, and then of course rum barrels that we age our different beers on. So you come to the source, you get to experience Maui Brewing from a whole different perspective and really learn who we are, not just what we do.
Come and visit us on the web. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archived lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits, and for a limited time, our 2012 Brewer's Logbook. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com. Testing 1, 2, 3.